could do the intro.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. All in Check podcast. We are here. I'm your girl Stacefresh.
And I'm ARS. How's it going?
It's going great. We finally did it, Anthony.
Yeah, it's been a journey. We were supposed to drop the first episode of January, but due to some minor setbacks and some changes to our roster, you know what I'm saying? So we had to make some adjustments.
Exactly.
But
I'll take all the blame for that.
it's cool.
It was mostly me.
Yeah, it was a battle between getting up on time and a lot of changes to what was going on in personal and professional life.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get started with this. First things first, we wanted to start our own podcast because, like Stacefresh always would tell me, like we want to be heard, whether it be on a large platform or a platform that we created ourselves. This is something that she curated and came up with the idea. We had a few ideas on the table. This is the one that I gravitated towards the most, and then we voted on it and we decided to roll with it. And I'm really happy with it, and I'm just glad that we created something that we can have and that we stand behind 100%. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. We just want to voice our opinions, like me and Anthony, I'd say we're hip hop heads or hip hop admirers. So we definitely want to spark up that conversation. But this podcast is not just going to be strictly hip hop based. We also want to know what you guys want us to talk about. And you guys can definitely reach out to us over at allincheckpodcast@gmail.com and send us some of the things you guys want us to discuss.
Exactly. We're also going to be a platform for artists of all platforms and genres. And we just want to be here to talk about, what's really going on, reality, not just what's in pop culture, but what's going on behind the scenes as well. So we're really just trying to touch bases and let you guys know that we're normal, everyday people. And, we also have flaws and we have good times and bad times. We're just like you and everybody else out there.
Yeah.
So here's some key points. I'm going to ask you and then I'll answer after. So what inspired you, Stace, to get into the music industry?
I'd say just my admiration for music. Like, I don't know, I always just used it as I don't know, like to cope, I guess. Like emotionally cope with stuff.
So pretty much to like help you get through certain things, whether it was good or bad. You just music was
like an outlet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Up.
And then that just like went on into like different avenues. Then I started writing about music. Like anything that I was good at, I applied it towards music. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I got interested in just being in the music industry. It didn't matter whether I was like blogging about it, whether I was like, like talking about it. Like this podcast is still music based. Me wanting to be in radio, it's like same thing. It didn't matter what avenue I took it in, but all I know is that I wanted to be revolved around music.
Yeah, that's good. That's definitely dope. For myself, I don't know exactly at what point or how, like, a lot of people have definite answers, but I don't know exactly how, I got into this deeply, like, but it started off like in my home, music was always being played, whether it was my mom or my sisters or grandparents, like just music from every genre was played in my house. So I just already was addicted to music on very young, always just walking around. I was like an encyclopedia of music, just singing songs in my head all day. People would get annoyed by it and tell me to shut up. But I don't know. I just love music a lot. And similar to you, it doesn't really matter where I lean towards in this music industry. I just want to be like a fly on the wall or definitely be a part of it and help move the culture forward and be an asset to the culture and to the music industry. But I definitely started off in this as a writer or like a poet, then becoming a rapper. And kind of just battling between that and production and audio engineering and radio and just kind of trying to find a grasp and find an avenue, an outlet that works for me and continue to do that. But this podcast is definitely where my heart's at right now.
Dope.
So your time to ask the next question.
All right. What are your talents?
Okay. Besides being dope, I don't know if that's a talent. Nah, but talents as far as music goes, I write my own lyrics. I don't know if that's a key pointer anymore, but I'm a writer, rapper. Low key, I try to produce, but I'm not the greatest. But I've dabbled into that. I love mixing and mastering my own stuff and doing radio. So that pretty much wraps it up as far as music goes. I think
Dope.
I'm overall a good person too. I try to be at least.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He is a good person, guys. Just don't cross him the wrong way, you know. Get shot up in
Shut up. All right, what about you?
I'd say, well, I'm a good writer. I think I have like a good taste for music too. Like I have a good ear. Um, I don't know. Like I don't know. I think I'm pretty dope. I think like I don't rub people off the wrong way, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, some people may think I'm a bitch at first, but I'm just like it takes me a while to really like get accustomed to people or
I
like
think you
trust
just have
people.
RBF,
What's RBF?
resting bitch face.
Oh, that
No,
too. It
I'm
could
just
be.
playing.
It could be.
I just play, dude.
I don't know, but yeah, like I'm a good writer. I got a good ear for music. And I don't know what else. I'm just like I think I adapt well to like anything that's thrown at me because it's like even any job that I've had, like I think I excel pretty good at it.
Uh huh.
So I just, you know,
Yeah, that's another thing too that I like touch bases on is like females in this community of like music or especially in the hip hop world. Um, I'm sure there's a lot of um, slandering that goes on in it, and there's like a lot of people that want to test, I guess, their skills on what they know in this. But I've from the time that I've known Stace, like she's really about the business. She knows what's up with hip hop, and I've always respected that because she's put me up on game on certain things that I didn't even know about, and I thought I knew some things, and let alone we're kind of, I don't want to say it, but we're in the realm of millennials, so we're still learning as we go. And
mhm.
and it's crazy when older heads will tell us like, oh, you guys don't know nothing, but in reality we're trying to know. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to grow up when hip hop was at its prime, or when hip hop was growing. We didn't get to see that, so we're learning from watching old videos and studying old music and reading articles and pieces so that we can be up on the same level. But we're learning as we go. We're just kids from the 90s. We were born in the 90s and grew up in the 90s, like trying to get a grasp of it. Well, it was already happening, and the adults at the time were gravitating towards it more than we could understand it.
Yeah. I think that's so dope because there's like a lot of us like 90s kids that took really a great interest into the golden age of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And like the people that are actually about it, like they've read up on it. They make sure they study the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it throws like the older heads off because it's like you're what, like 20 something years old, what do you know about this? And it's like you hit them with the facts, but we're not know-it-alls either. Like
Yeah.
we keep learning as we go.
Yeah, we have our flaws and mistakes, and like I said, like we're always learning. And I don't know, I'm open to learning, and I'm open to different things because I try not to close myself in. Let's get to that next question. How long have you worked in radio? Why? And what do you do? And where do you see yourself going in radio?
That's all you, Anthony. You got to answer that.
Oh wow, that me?
Yeah,
No, well,
you're the one that's still in
oh
radio.
my god, well,
Dun dun dun.
alliterate.
Exclusive news dropped.
All right, alliterate.
Well, okay, so I'll answer it first. So up until about a week ago, I was still working in radio. For those of you, some of you guys that are listening may follow my social media. I used to work for 93.5 K-Day on the promotions team. And no, I did not get fired. So don't assume that. I just had to make a personal decision for my personal growth. And yeah, I was working for K Day for about 3 years up until that point. And it was, I mean, it was fun. It was some of it, at least in that department, it was not what I thought I would be getting into, or just like the the radio game overall. I think I had, when I was on the outside looking in, I had a different idea about what it was going to be. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you're in there, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of, you really have to know how to maneuver your way in the corporate world, and in such a competitive business. And also not trying to lose yourself in the
Yeah.
middle of it all.
Yeah, that's
Um,
a major part of it.
and yeah, so it was just time for me to grow. So, I mean, I had been in it for about 3 years, but I mean, other than that, I have been doing this hip hop stuff for,
Yeah, prior to that.
yeah, prior to that. So I was, I've always been kind of in the industry, even if it's not like officially working for a big entity, but um, I'm always involved in one way or another.
So before I answer my side, what's been your like best times or favorite moments or the best things you learned from it, or like anything positive you'd have to say about it, or negative, it doesn't matter, but what are your best times you think, for your experience in radio?
You know what? Like here's like one of the best memories that I have is that we were working the rap show. I think it was last year, 2017. It might have been the rap show 2017, and we had DMX.
Oh yeah, I
And
think that was in January. It was like the very beginning
yep,
of the year.
yep. They had me and someone else working the backstage thing, trying to get signatures on a poster board. So I got to go inside
Oh,
the.
I think Eddie was with you.
Yeah, Eddie was with me, and also shout out to Eddie and Amanda. Shout out to Amanda. Um, so we were going to the green rooms and getting the artist signature. And the little girl in me was so excited because I was seeing all of the rappers that I grew up listening to, like when I was 12 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got Nelly to sign the poster
Poster.
board, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't even ask for a hug or like a picture or anything, but we had to take a picture for, like, I think the our website. And then he hugged me and he kissed me in the cheek unexpectedly. And I wasn't expecting that because I was just like, bro, I'm not even that big of a fan now.
From the tabloids. You should have been expecting that. No, I'm just kidding.
And then I was all like, once I left the room, I was like, did that just happen? Oh my God. I'm not a huge fan now, but the little girl in me would have been like, oh my God, Nelly.
Yeah, what was awkward is like after that happened and after he came off stage, like Stace was nowhere to be found.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I know, I'm just playing.
No, but then so it was that, because I was just like, oh my God, the little hip hop head in me, the little girl would have been so proud of that moment. But also just witnessing DMX hit that stage. I have a video of him, like he was smoking
Yeah, smoking a
he was
cigarette. You
smoking a
threw it on the ground.
cigarette, and he was about to go on stage. He flicked the cigarette to the side, and and then he, in his deep ass voice, he was like, "Let's get it on." And I was all like, "Oh my God." Like, I just captured this moment. Like, I was dying inside
She
because I was
fanned
like,
out for a minute, but mind you, like she was dope at what she did backstage, and she always kept it professional. That's what I always liked about certain people in this is like some people completely fan out and forget like, hey, I'm on the same level as them. I got to carry myself professionally, and then some people are like
in front of them.
totally, in the scene trying to be on there like all in the videos and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But
No, I completely fan out, like, once I'm out of that moment. Like, once I'm telling, like, anybody else outside of the industry, I completely, like, fan out. I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, I can't believe I just witnessed that. So that was one of the dopest memories. But other than that, what I learned is just really, like, hold on to who you are. Like, don't lose yourself or try to become something that you're not.
yeah,
Um, because that's what makes you dope. At least, like, me coming into, like, when I got hired, I kind of already had like a small, like, even if it was like 50 people, I had a small following that from people that already knew me from local shows or like stuff that I used to blog about. And I'm so grateful for like people that had been reading my blogs prior to me being in radio over at
Mm,
K Day, because they've still followed me onto every platform, and they still send me also messages of encouragement like, I hope you reach your dreams, you know, you're dope,
mm-hmm.
you know, we're watching this. And you know, like, I have to remember, like, keep doing what you initially started doing. Be who
Exactly.
you initially started being, because that's why those people fuck with you. And
Exactly.
it's like, and you know, don't change just for the sake of what it may get you, you
Exactly.
know?
Everyone's unique in their own way, and I think sometimes people forget that, or sometimes we like I myself have dealt with that, but we catch ourselves trying to not necessarily compete with someone we're looking up to, but we want to be like others. And I could say, I don't want to, but I've caught myself like I want to be as good as this or be as good as them, or try to sound like that or sound like this, or like try to compare and contrast, but you really can't. You just have to be you and give it 100% at you, because you're gonna stand out. Everyone's unique in their own way.
Yep.
So that pretty much wraps it up on your experience.
Yeah.
Now, as far as it goes for me, I'm still in the game for as of right now. Um, I don't have too many negative things and too many positive things to say about it. All I can say is that it's been a great experience. I'm truly blessed, and I never thought it would happen. I just used to listen to the radio, and one day I just applied, and I was like, I'll try it. I forgot what position I applied for. I just applied, and I got a call back 6 months later, and after 3 interviews, I ended up being on the street team and dabbling into that, and it was kind of cool because it helped me break. I never really had stage fright because I was always being a damn clown, or just trying to be on the mic, so it wasn't too hard for me to get out there and be in public and stuff like that. But it helped me build even better interpersonal skills and talking to people and and being more like communicative, like communicating with people. That wasn't even a word, low key. But
You made it work. You made it work.
yeah, but honestly, just it helped me a lot as a person, like dealing with the public and dealing with different communities. So that's what I loved about the street team. But just like what Stay said, like the politics behind it, and just I don't know. I just really like being a good person and helping others, and I really don't like the bashing, like others bashing others, or people being, not true to themselves and not true to you. You know what I'm saying? And we only have one life to live, honestly, at the end of the day. And I just feel like life's too short, so you got to definitely surround yourself around good people and genuine people. And it's kind of hard to find sometimes in the industry, but at the same time, you got to like smack yourself and realize like, yo, like this is reality. Like, stop thinking everyone's gonna be like you. Stop thinking everyone's gonna be super nice and super humble, because in reality, it's not like that. And you cannot like show weakness, because they'll continue to prey on that. And it sucks, but it's like me and the way I view it is like I'm gonna be me no matter what. I'm gonna be humble, I'm gonna be respectful, I'm gonna carry myself well, and I'm always gonna have good character. That's how I feel. No matter how anyone tries to break me or say like you can't be like that in this industry, you can't be this way, you can't be that way, because they'll just walk all over you. Like, don't let no one walk all over you, but that doesn't mean to hide who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you you, is being yourself. So enough with that. But so I did street team, did the whole, we rolled around in the streets, pop up shop, with the tent, the music, had DJs come out. We were at your Metro PCS, we were at your concerts, we were at your local events, community events. We were doing all that, so I got experience to be on the mic and just have fun with it and promote, learn marketing for a radio station. Then from there, I started dabbling into board opping. Then I'll do call-ins when I'm in the streets, so I gotta get heard on the airwaves. People be like, "Yo, Anthony, where you at today?" So it was pretty cool doing all that. But now I'm more leaning towards the programming side. Trying to utilize what I learned in audio engineering as far as applying that to board operating. Um, and programming, try to do some imaging and producing. So that goes as far as learning new things and trying to advance myself in radio. You know, like I said, I never pictured being in radio, but now that I'm there, I'm trying to make it work and learn different things and see what I can take with me and continue to grow there. But I just wanted to shout out all the people that helped me along the way while I was there. You know, I don't think I have to really mention names, but if I have to, like Cece was one of the people that pushed me, and shout out to AD, was the formal program director at K-Day previously. He put me on a few shows, so I'm truly blessed for that.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So we had good times there. So I can't really like um, complain, too much. But I don't even wish anything differently. I just would like to see change within others, or at least embrace change with others, so that people have a more positive attitude and be more genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
just feel like that's hard to find these days. And but like I said, like there's no point in complaining, and there's no point in wishing people were a certain way, because at the end of
Right.
the day, people are gonna be people.
Yeah,
They
we definitely met some good people along the way. I mean, we were lucky enough that before um K-Day merged over with Power, we were actually able to be really close to some of the jocks, and we were able to go in and out of the studio and just peep game and see how their day-to-day is. So definitely, like, shout out to all those people like Scooby, Amanda, Romeo of the Goodfellas,
mm-hmm.
Cece. They were like a big influence on how we peeped game. Like, they would always give us tips and stuff as well.
They're
So,
always welcoming too, and then when we'd
yep.
be in the studio, they'd kind of show you how things went, and you got to see how their vibes were in the studio and how they were on air, off air, how they operated everything. And they would show us little things sometimes so that we would learn, or they let us do things to help them and see how their show is produced or how it's ran. And it was cool being able to see that and walk in the studio, and you know what I'm saying. Like, 1 minute you're listening to someone on the radio, the next minute you're working right beside him. So it's pretty interesting, especially if you're a genuine music lover. Not only that, but a hip hop head, and we love like that era of hip hop. So being able to work in that station and being able to work in that environment was dope, to just feel the vibes and see some of the artists that came in and got to meet some people and got to just experience that alone has been great. And it's been some like frog in your throat moments, and you feel like all this energy, and you're just like, damn, like, not that, like, a sense that you made it, but just like you feel good, like you feel like, man, this is like possibly a stepping stone to opening up the door to a great career, or at least being able to be a fly on the wall in this time period where music's at its peak, and you got all these streaming, you got all this competition, but to still be in a building of FM radio, which was once the originator of putting hip hop on the map, which was K Day, and we got to be a part of
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm truly grateful for, is like just being a kid, and having dreams of rapping and doing music, or just being in the industry and actually getting a taste of it. So I think that's something that I could speak on for Stace and myself, that it was just truly a great feeling, and we were so happy to be a part of that. For the ups and downs of it, we've had some pretty lows and some pretty high highs that it balanced itself out. But
Yeah.
we definitely, along the way, we try to build genuine relationships with people, and
Hmm.
people that don't fuck with us. It's just, it is what it is. And I wish the best for those people out there that don't really care too much for myself or for her, and if they do, I got nothing but love and respect for you either way. So I'm just truly grateful that we've got to experience this along the way,
Yeah.
and now we get to apply it to our podcast. And this is something that we own. This is our partnership with this, and it's dope because we took what we learned there, and then what we kind of already knew. Like I said, Stace had already been doing this prior, and I already had been doing the music thing and doing my own studying, and just love for talking. Like, obviously you could see
Yeah.
I'm a blabbermouth, you know what I'm saying? So I just love talking. um Shut up. So check this
Wait,
out.
wait, wait. To go back to that though, let's not jump off the K-Day thing, because I also wanna touch base on a funny story about how me and you met up at K Day, but I
Oh yeah,
knew you
yeah.
years prior to that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
Like what? 2010,
yeah, like
2011.
2010, yeah,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
2010.
but like other than that, I wouldn't have it any other way working for like my first radio station to work at,
Uh huh.
being K Day, like as a as a fan of the music and of hip hop, and that's really like 90s hip hop, early 80s hip hop. That's definitely the the subgenre, or the era that really moves me.
Hmm.
So it's like it was just kind of like a dream come true. Like whatever I had on my iPod playlist or on my phone, that's who or what I'm working at or
Yeah,
working in.
yeah.
So that was just like so dope to me, so I wouldn't have it any other way. I do it all over again. But going back to that, I got hired in 2015, right? And then go ahead and tell them, because you have a different story from what I
Okay,
have.
okay. She doesn't think this is true, but this is what happened. I walk in. I just come back from doing a van hit, right? So I was on the streets already, and CC had me on the streets 3 to 5 days a week. I'm out there running around, doing giveaways and all that. I'm coming in to the building up on the 7th floor. Walk in, open the door. Who do I see? Stacefresh sitting in the chair waiting to be called, and I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, what is she doing here? They call her. She's getting ready to go to the room, and she looks at me and just kind of just looks at me and keeps on walking. She knows who I am, but she act like she didn't know who I was, and I'm like, okay, so that's what we're doing right now. You act like you don't know nobody, but now it was funny. It was like the second time that we ran into each other again. There, it was like, damn, it's crazy. It's a small world. And going back to that is how I know Stace is that when I was first putting out music, she was like one of the only people who would push my music out, like blogging about it, doing articles on it, and I'm truly grateful for that, and I'm blessed that people like her were trying to help me do my independent thing. And it's kind of crazy how it went full circle. It's like we fell off not on like anything negative, but we just lost communication and stopped talking along the way. That literally from like the end of 2010, maybe 2011, I didn't run into her again till then, till she
Till
got hired.
2015, yeah.
Exactly, at Katie.
And what's funny is that I never knew Anthony personally, though.
This was all like
This was all
the digital
online.
world.
Yeah, the digital world was really popping off, like the whole blogging little time period. So I never knew him personally. So the first time that I met him from 2010 was in 2015.
Hmm.
And it just so happened that here we are. We're both working for the same station on the same team. So I was like, how ironic is that? And then so we came together to bring you guys this podcast. And after like thinking about it, I was like, you know what? All of this came full circle to do this shit right
Yeah,
here. Because it's like we both have the same genuine intentions for
exactly.
what we're doing. So I'm like, yep, this all happened for a reason.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Truly, because like I don't know, it's just weird. Like I just trip out on how everything even's been happening for me, and like for her, like it's been just opportunity after opportunity, and mind you, we still work, we still have to get up and hustle. Don't think that we're just living the dream, you know what I mean? Like we have regular jobs, we're still hustling like everyone else out there. It's just we're taking a little bit more effort and time to apply it to something that we really want to do, and that's build our own brand. And not
Mm-hmm.
only that, build something that we can give an outlet, not just for ourselves but for others, to have a platform, because I feel like so many people want to be heard, and that's not happening, you know what I mean? So many
Yeah.
people want to have a voice, or to have something to lean towards, or to lean on, and we want to be that. We want to be able to carry the torch for those that are voiceless, pretty much.
Yep.
So let me see, what we got here. um what does this podcast mean to you? Like, what does it really truly mean to you, or what do you want to do with this podcast?
I mean, I think we already kind of touched base on it. We just want to have a platform to where we can like discuss our views on certain topics.
And
And
this is all like opinionated base,
yeah.
and at the end of the day, I forgot I forgot what I was talking about. Or like statistics are all opinions, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like facts are facts to an extent, to someone's view or someone's fact, you know what I mean? So This is solely just our opinion, so you're entitled to your own. If you don't like our opinions, that's totally fine.
Email
And
me, bro. I'll come at you. I'll destroy you in a few paragraphs.
okay, that was totally left field, but whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Um, what do you want to accomplish in the next couple years, or at least this year?
This year, I want this to pop off. Like, I hope, what I envision for this podcast goes well. We're definitely gonna have to be learning along the way,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just like we're really freestyling this shit. I mean, we have an idea of where to go, but
Uh huh.
like we're doing this shit on our own, guys.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
so,
this is like guerrilla warfare right here. We're just
yeah.
coming out the trenches, just doing it. But I don't know. I just know like we're confident enough to do it. And you just, if there's something out there you want to do, you just got to do it and learn as you go, like anything. Because if you don't ever try doing it or don't ever do something that you feel like you want to do, I don't think you'll get around to doing it because you're just always gonna have those thoughts in the back of your mind.
Yeah, yeah. And definitely, like, another goal of mine is to get back into, anything else hip hop based that I've done before. Like, I want to get back into my blogging. I want to get back into maybe DJing. I have not DJed in over maybe like 5 years. Like, I used to do it when I was in high school, and I still have my equipment,
Mm-hmm.
but it's time to upgrade that, and I kind of want to do it because I feel like I said, I have a good ear for it. I was good at mixing. Now the only problem is to actually master the turntables, because that's the only reason why I gave up. I was like, it's too time consuming, and I totally went with my blogging instead of focusing on that. But maybe that's a possibility. And then if not, I also have a few ideas, but it's all about, just learning the right business tactics. And I'm fortunate enough to have a job that gives me good income.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to flip my money. I just want to double up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nipsey.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely dope though. Like that's a good way to look at it or come at it for sure. Because we're out here just really trying to come up, not like on some negative shit. Like just we're not scheming, but we do want to come up and actually make a living off doing what we love, or at
Hmm.
least be a part of that and be able to have a foot in the door and see all the years that we're just not just wishing upon it, but like actually just like putting in effort and time into it to see it actually pay off. Where it's like we've established contacts, we've established a foundation in it, and built a name for ourselves genuinely. You know what I mean? Because you can't buy respect. You cannot buy people.
Loyalty.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't buy people to like you. You can't pay people off. You can pay people off, but you're only as good as your last payment. You know what I'm saying? And that gets old after a while. So it's like being genuine is probably the best thing attribute you could have, other than knowing how to defend yourself and survive in this crazy world. But I just think relationship is a major key in this, and not losing them, but building them and moving forward, and only working with people that have like-minded others. You know what I mean? Or
Hmm.
growing with people who see your vision, or who even want to see you go further than them. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard, but it's humbling because someone's looking up to you and they may want to surpass you, and you should want to. You know what I mean? You should want to slingshot them up ahead of you because you could teach them something that they could just skyrocket with, or
Yeah.
someone else could teach you something that you can surpass them. So it's all about giving and taking. You know what I mean? It's half. You got to find a balance, and that's definitely what we're here to do. We're here to give people that voice.
What
And
about you?
what do you mean?
Well, answer the same question. What does this podcast mean to you? Like,
Well, being that I'm in radio right now, and that um I've been doing this music thing for a long time. I just figured, and it's funny because my sister's always like, "Why don't you get into acting? Why don't you do comedy? Like you're always just being the clown or goofing around, or just you always like are in the scene." And she's like, "I feel like people want to see you,"
mm-hmm.
and I just feel like she's not just saying that 'cause she's my sister, but my people closest to me will give me their honest opinion. I'll put out a song, they'll be like, that shit sucks. You should just destroy it. They're gonna not be like, leaning towards my side. They're gonna be honest about certain things,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I appreciate about
Anthony
it.
hasn't talked to me for a few weeks, like in the past, because I'm like, bro, like really, like this
Nah,
song is trash, and then he'll
whatever.
block me off Instagram and all social media.
That's not facts. That's false. But nah, but I just feel like I've always wanted to kind of do something where I could entertain people or at least be heard. You know what I mean? I feel like I
Hmm.
have a lot to offer as far as if it's positive words or consulting or whatever the case is. I feel like I want to utilize what I learn and what I know, and as I'm learning along the way, and share that with others and just be an outlet for people, and I don't know, just be heard, I guess. I just like hearing my voice sometimes.
Oh my god, you're so what is it? Like self-loathing right now?
No, I'm just starting to love myself. It took me 26 years, but I'm starting to do some self love.
A
You know what I'm saying?
hashtag mental health awareness.
Hey, for real though.
Yeah, for
Cause
real.
I'm on that journey though, dude. Like, I don't know. I've had like a lot of ups and downs with this whole thing. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say this shit gets depressing, but there's times where it really tests your wits. Like, if you really want to stick to
It
this
can
or not.
definitely make you feel insecure about what you're doing
Yeah,
and
and I don't
about
know if there's people out there that say they're not. Like, I know there's few people out there who are totally confident in everything they do and they never question it. Hey, by any means, kudos to you. But over here on this side, sometimes you have those moments where you're just like, damn, like, where am I going? What's going on? Like, it just feels like everything around you is falling apart. But that's at that moment is when you got to go 100. You know what I mean? You can't lose it, and you got to just totally flip it around and just keep moving forward. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. We're getting the grasp on things, and we're just moving forward with it.
yep. And then sorry if we're boring you guys with all this talk about ourselves, but let's get into like what are you listening to right now, Anthony? Like
Right
what's
now, I definitely got that new Nipsey. That shit's hard.
a
Definitely, like, he's been putting in, like, he is someone that I could admire, not just because of what, excuse me, not because of what he's doing right now, but this dude has been independent for so freaking long. I don't have to keep saying it. Independent for so long, selling tapes, whether it was out the trunk, hustling, whatever it was he was doing. And now he's a huge businessman, not only just
Mhm.
doing music, but he's been doing this independently for so long that I respect that so much because it's so hard to do. But he found a formula that worked for him, and I just totally respect him. And his music's dope too. You know what I mean? So just
Yeah.
alone, that alone is what's dope.
Yeah, if you
I
haven't copped that Victory Lab, like it's fire.
Yeah,
Like
you can
it
stream
it
that, buy it, whatever you want to do with it.
yep, it won't be I think it won't be to everyone's liking. I think a lot of people are just jumping on the like on the wave because it's like trending everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But it's street music. Like
Hmm.
what he does, it's like West Coast street
Yeah, it
shit.
it definitely, like, listening to it, you gonna feel like a tough guy for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, but it actually gives you that feel like the West Coast is back though. You know what I'm saying? It makes it like it's like a whole
Like
new.
the real sound,
Yeah, yeah. It's
like
definitely
that gangster
it's
shit, that hustler shit.
it's like real gritty for sure, but it's definitely dope. To add to that, I also have Stally's new tape. It's Tell the Truth, Shame the Devil, Volume 2. That one's pretty dope. I haven't fully listened to it all the way, but that's sitting on my playlist. Also, the Affected album by Koss. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he's one of Dreamville's artists. I think J. Cole scooped him up. That's a dope album. He's a West Coast artist as well, and that's hard. The Black Panther album.
Hey, I love
That
that.
one's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
I know
Kendrick
everyone.
said Kendrick did such a good job on there. Like I think he what is it? Like executive produced or
Yeah,
curated the
he was a
entire
part of the
album.
whole project itself, and you could definitely
It's
hear it, and
amazing.
it's a masterpiece. A lot of people have their own opinions of it, but I just think for that being a soundtrack, it's dope. It's really
And
dope.
it broke that J Rock single. What's it called? What's it called?
Um, 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 um,
King's Dead.
oh, okay. You got me with that one.
Brain fart. King's Dead. Yo, that shit goes hard. Like the West Coast is definitely back. For real. Like,
you're all, I swear.
I swear to you that there's this thing going back around to where you remember when the West Coast was kind of silent for a while and then the game dropped and it was like, you know, everyone was wearing the red chugs and everyone was very like back on the Converse tip,
Yeah.
you know, and acting all tough. The Lolos was back. Like, that's,
I think people were still able to pull off baggy clothes at that time.
yeah. They
That was
definitely
still
were.
in. That was still in. The oversized pants was still in at that time.
I think that sound is coming back around again.
Yeah, or they're just reinventing it, but it still has the same vibe. Like, it's still bringing those type of.
It's gonna
feelings.
attract. Yeah, I think it's still gonna attract the younger crowd, the younger people that are younger than us, like the whoever came after 1995.
Yeah.
It's probably still gonna attract that, but yeah, I can respect it. Like, I'm like, this shit reminds me of like when the game dropped, like that West Coast gangsta.
Yeah, I don't know. Nipsey's definitely killing the game right now, for sure. He's an icon, for sure. Like, I don't know. If people didn't see it before, they're crazy. But he's been, like, pushing. Like, I don't know. If you want to study someone like myself, I try to learn things from
On
him.
a business standpoint,
Oh, yeah.
that's someone you should study.
For sure.
All right, so this is the part of the podcast where we share music with you guys. So, first of all, thank you to everyone who submitted music the last 2 months. And if you would like to do so, you can do so at allincheckpodcast@gmail.com. We got some pretty good songs on there that people submitted. I'm so excited because, you know, like we have so many good local artists that, you know, they just don't get the shine or they don't have a platform to share their music at. And if we can even help out just a little bit, you know, I'm happy about that. So my pick of the week, it's gonna be by Infinite TGM, and I picked Hard Work with Fredo.
Dope. So we're going to get into that. Let's run that track. You guys could send comments or let us know what you guys think of it. Your opinion is always welcomed and respected, so let us know what you guys think. Here is Hard Work featuring Fredo, Infinite TGM. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta put that hard work. Yeah, gotta put that sick music. I believe in God. That's right. Don't judge me, man. I gotta make it cause these streets are hard. Yeah. Nobody out here working like me. I beat the odds. That's right. Come on. Like Hercules, I paid to feed the feast with God. Trying to keep these fake people off. Man, I can tell you don't like what I'm doing. You don't like the movement. I'm cruising. Living my life with confusion, but now I'm used to it. I'm working with people who boost my influence. Hop in the booth just to kill the illusions around me. You can't ever make me look stupid. You cannot make me look clueless. Hell nah. I'll knock off the smirk from you losers. Ayy, I'm not in it for the paycheck, but I really wanna pay rent. New clothes for my baby, so you know I gotta make it. Come on. Riverside, know that I be working. Yeah, made a name for myself. I'm putting work in. Every night, no sleep. Yeah, it's that work hard till I'm beat. Yeah, it's that put on for these streets. Yeah, if I don't push, then no one will eat. Gotta make it for my team, no difficulties. Man, I put in that hard work. Hey, gotta stay consistent, gotta push that hard work. Look, gotta make them listen, recognize that hard work. Hey, gotta keep the mission, gotta stay that hard work. Stay at this hard work. Yeah.
I'm working hard and now it's evident. My white tee is looking elegant. My pockets only pocket presidents. While I'm making moves and taking precedence, I kill a show and then I take a trip. These other rappers can't relate to this. I'm making dough but then I'm saving it. Read your text, girl, it's just gonna take a sec. Cause I'm grinding all of my life. My family's good and my mama's proud, so I'm cool with dying tonight. But I'm going farther, I gotta prosper. I swear to God I ain't done. Infinite had a daughter, now we both are fathers, and all these rappers my sons. Representing for my day ones. Never switching, never say none. Working hard and had to save up. Now we living good, our days come. Put your glasses up if you working hard. If they doubted you and they gave you odds, now it's time to toast, giving thanks to God and
every
working
night,
hard.
no sleep. Yeah, it's that work hard till I'm beat. Yeah, it's that put on for these streets. Yeah, if I don't push, then no one will eat. Gotta make it for my team, no difficulties. Man, I put in that hard work. Hey, gotta stay consistent, gotta push that hard work. Look, gotta make them listen, recognize that hard work. Hey, gotta keep the mission, gotta slay that hard work. Stay at this hard work. When I put in that hard work. Hey, gotta stay consistent, gotta push that hard work. Look, gotta make them listen, recognize that hard work. Hey, gotta keep the mission, gotta say that hard work. Stay at this hard work.
Hey, that was Infinite TGM, and you can find him on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube under the same name. That's at Infinite TGM. If you don't know how to spell infinite, here's the spelling bee champ is about to show you. INFINITE and TGM. And then you can also find him on Facebook, Apple Music, Spotify under the same name.
All right, check it out. This next song we're going to get into is by an artist out of Cuddy. It's Anameans, Premonition. You guys can follow him on Instagram at ANNIMEANZ. That's Anameans out of Cuddy. What up? West Coast holding it down. Here we go.
Hey, let's go.
Look, it ain't about who get the money first. Cause my friends were dead before I heard a Uzi Vert. Couple y'all think your spot ain't really up for grabs. Till I ride up on that ass like a yellow cab. I could read between the lines, know there's hate involved. Guess you was waiting for the frustration to evolve. But I won't speak about it much cause ain't too much to touch. Imagine a game where me and you was really adding up. Shit absurd, I reported from the curb where them hustlers serve nickels at 12 for the double sale. You let the pot boil till it looked like oil. I done seen fiends turn Billie Jean smoking copper coil. I'm still riding in the streets knocking Wu-Tang. I might slide and grab your hoe and beat a Poo-Tang. Heard that your boo thing, now she getting moose swank. But you can have it back cause all the loving I ain't into that. 8 summers in the game, everyone consistent. It's like the closer that I get, the more I feel your distance. Was this a chapter in our story? Guess it came a missing. And all them funny feelings turned out to be premonition. I done seen rappers fall victim to the game. I done seen rappers try to sell they soul for fame. I done murder rappers fast with a lesser name. And if you swerving in my lane, you better fix your aim. Everybody know the flow is unstoppable. Shit's impossible, how the fuck you an obstacle? Money over bitch is only thing that's logical. Your bitch said I can get the head, pussy optional. Round here they know I'm nice with the wordplay. Your graveyard shit, we serving cluckers till Thursday. Strictly curb play when I'm writing these rhymes. My pen define all them fantasies you write in your lines. You see my block, that's an urban warfare type location. Where your firearm may decide your destination. If you get knocked, you get a paid for vacation. Only question is, will you survive the tribulation? 2 years out the box, still on parole. My brother back up in the box, yo, the system's cold. My boy getting bigger, trying to be a better figure. Trying to settle down and spend some figures with some gold diggers. 8 summers in the game, everyone consistent. It's like the closer that I get, the more I feel your distance. Was this a chapter in our story? Guess it came a missing. And all them funny feelings turned out to be premonition. I done seen rappers fall victim to the game. I done seen rappers try to sell they soul for fame. I done murder rappers fast with a lesser name. And if you swerving in my lane, you better fix your aim.
Hey, West Coast. Yeah. Make sure you guys check out Anameans on every streaming platform that there is out there at ANNIMEANZ. That's Anameans. And also check out his apparel, American Dope Boy, plus his mixtape volumes. They're pretty dope. He's a great artist out of LA, so make sure you guys check him out. So what's up, Stace?
I don't know.
Is it time to end this, or what do you want to do? Give a shout out?
Shout out to my mama. Shout out to just kidding. I don't know how do we want to end this. Thank you guys for listening. And then if you guys want to hit us up about any topics you guys want us to talk about, you guys can do so at allincheckpodcast@gmail.com. And we're definitely open to your guys' input on this. We want to make you guys happy. We want to talk about stuff that's important to you guys. And listen, this was the first episode, so we kind of rambled on about ourselves just so that you guys can get to know us. But this platform is for you guys. We're going to be talking about entertainment news. We're going to be talking about, music that's coming out, concerts, whatever we get into, during the weekend or throughout the week, about everyday life stuff. So it's going to be a well-rounded podcast, and we hope that you guys like it. So we definitely want to hear from you guys as well. So you guys can hit us up at allincheckpodcast.com. Also, if you have any music and you guys want us to feature you on this podcast, like we just did for Infinite and
Enemies.
You guys can also hit us up at that same email.
allincheckpodcast@gmail.com. We do go through every submission, and we're going to try to play every song that's been sent to us. So just keep on sending us music or any feedback that you guys have. Send it to that email, allincheckpodcast@gmail.com. You could either send it to myself, subject ARS or subject Stacefresh, or just all in check podcast subject, and just hit us up. Let us know what you guys think. Any feedback, positive or negative, hit us up.
Make sure you guys follow the Instagram too. It's at All in Check Podcast on Instagram, and you can follow me at Stacefresh
and me at ARS Knowledge. You know what I mean?
Not like Stay Fresh. It's actually my name, so my name's Stacy. Just just to not get it confused. STACE Fresh. And go follow Anthony as well.
ARS Knowledge. It's pretty simple. It's just ARS and Knowledge. If you know how to spell knowledge, you'll do all right.
Yeah.
But so that's it for us. I just want to take the time to shout out, speaking on behalf of both of us, I want to shout out Brick to Your Face, Out the House.
Hey. Out the House Productions too.
B-side show.
Yup.
Everyone that's been holding it down with us, from LA to OC to the Bay, back, anyone that's listening to us across the nation, around the world, those of you tuning in from everywhere. And if we missed out on any names or anything, we just want to say we appreciate you guys and thank you guys for staying loyal and staying close by and watching us, and always encourage us to do better and to keep on moving forward with what we're trying to do. And it's really a great push, and just know that your voice will be heard, and it's got us to this point where we're doing our own thing, and we want to continue to bless ourselves as we bless others, you know what I mean? And just be a helping hand in this game that we're in.
Yeah.
Again, signing off, I'm ARS.
And I'm Stacefresh.
This is the All in Check podcast.
Yeah, yeah.